Hi, I'm Bubba Billy Bob Buford, and I've been asked, especially for the Indiana-Michigan camp, to go over some of the rules so that you would know what to expect and what not to expect this coming week at camp. There are some things that are acceptable, and there are some things that are not acceptable. So I'm going to go over the rules. They wrote them down for me here. And the first one, it says absolutely no PDA. No PDA. I wasn't sure what PDA was. I had to Google it. And I narrowed it down to 3 possibilities. Number 1, no pets doing aerobics. As you can see, if that's what PDA means, there's a good reason why they don't want this happening. That is disturbing right there. I mean, you see a panda doing things, you see a cat stretching, you see this dog doing that, push-ups, I guess he's doing, I don't know. I mean, the whole point is, and this little kitty headstand, that's my personal favorite right there. But we don't want that happening. So no, absolutely no pets doing aerobics all week. We don't want to see it. And if we see it, we're going to stop it. And then it could mean, I don't know, no PDA. It could mean no popcorn during activities. And that would make sense. For obvious reasons. I mean, number 1, you could choke while you're doing activities. No popcorn during activities, so that makes a lot of sense. Plus, you probably don't have enough to share with the other campers, and that could be disastrous. But I think probably the biggest reason is they don't want you to become a glutton. And look at this guy right here. He's been eating popcorn not just during activities, he's been eating it all the time, and now he's addicted. He's what you call a popcorn addict right there. Addict, popcorn addict right there. So you just don't want to do it. So don't do it. And then finally, it said, for definition, PDA, public displays of affection. And my first thought was, why in the world would you want to do that? And then I got to thinking about it. I thought, absolutely no PDA. That's probably what it means. So what I decided was to just tell you, absolutely no public displays of affection. They do not want affection being displayed publicly. Now in Pennsylvania, where I'm from, there's a 6-inch rule. But I think probably for Indiana, we ought to just make it 12, just for safety. So what it is a 12-inch rule, and if you happen to have a female, which I happen to have a female right here, for illustration point, all you have to do is make sure that you're within 12 inches. So if you come up to the female and you get within, say, 9, no, that's not acceptable. Or if you get within 10, not acceptable. It has to be within 12 inches, and anything closer than that would be considered displaying affection publicly, and they don't want any of that. Now, if you happen to be a girl, we have a pink 12-inch rule. Same thing, only it's pink. Thank you very much. Take your ruler, go home. That's a prize for her for helping out. Now, also, you're not allowed out of the cabin after the light's out without a counselor. It don't say why, but I happen to know. Because where Indiana, Michigan is having their camp this year, there's Bigfoots in the woods. So if you go out at night without a counselor, you could be eaten by a Bigfoot. And then nothing I'm saying would make any difference. So don't do it. Don't even think about doing it. Personal devotions are very important. I recommend personal devotions. And a lot of people, they don't know this, but I personally devote every day. So that's very important. No roughhousing in the cabins. Those cabins are not designed for rough housing. So if you go in there and you start rough housing in them cabins, you're liable to break something, including an arm or a leg or your head or something. So just don't do it. No horseplay during swim time. I had to Google this too. No horseplay during swim time. I didn't understand what was wrong with that, but I'll tell you what, when I went online, I knew instantly why they don't want horseplay during swim time. Number one, it's really bad on the horses. But you might get hurt. That's the thing, you might get hurt. Ladies first. Now, what does it mean, ladies first? Well, I happen to have a lady here. Okay, here's a lady, okay? Right now, she's second. But if I go like this, she's first. So, all right, thank you, you can go. That's it. It's just ladies first. It's kind of a, when I was a kid, it used to be ladies before gentlemen. Not a lot of gentlemen in the world today, but so just ladies first. Be a testimony for all. It don't make any difference who it is. You be a testimony. You make sure that you represent, number one, Camp Christigan. Number two, that you represent the Lord, and really it should be the Lord first, and then Camp Christigan. But just make sure that you're being a good testimony. Obey your counselors. I think that might even be in the Bible someplace. Obey your counselors. Do what the counselors tell you to do, because it's their job to make sure that you're safe, make sure you have fun, and make sure that they return you home the same way they got you. And then regarding dress, and the only thing I can tell you, obviously I know fashion, okay? So I know a thing or two about this, but regarding dress, a modest dress, you can see I'm dressed very modestly, okay? I'm not showing my belly, which, trust me, you don't want to see my belly. And then it says keep your pants pulled up. When I first saw that, I thought, stupid, stupid, stupid. Who would want their pants not to be pulled up? But nowadays, I was at the mall just the other day, and I saw people with their pants down. It was just awful. It's terrible. It looks stupid. So, you don't want to look stupid. Keep your pants pulled up, and if you don't do it, somebody's liable to come up behind you and pull them up for you. So just keep them pulled up. And then, finally, Terry is the senior camp activities director, and has been so for many years. A lot of people don't know that. But he sleeps in his van, and it says here I'm supposed to feel free to pick on him. I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that, but he sleeps in his van. We don't know why he sleeps in his van. Who knows? It might be like a 5-star hotel in there. He could have 8-track tapes playing in there and all kinds of stuff. He could really be living it up in that van. But he sleeps in there, and so they just said feel free to pick on him. And well, I know Terry. I've met Terry, and I don't really want to pick on him too much. But in any event, that's Terry. He's a good guy, Terry. Listen to him this week. Make sure and listen to him on the activity field. Well, those are all the notes that I have. In closing, I just want to say I hope that you have a pleasant and safe week here at Camp Christigan. And cut. Hey, Bubba here, one more thing. Make sure when you get home that you check out my YouTube page. Just go to YouTube and type in Bubba Billy Bob Buford. That's Buford, B-U-F-O-R-D. And you'll see this video along with some other videos that I've become pretty famous for making.